Hey everyone, I suck at Valorant, but I've been playing it a lot lately, and this is actually a VOD of my very first game. I've decided to have VOD review and a coaching session with someone who has never played the game before and is kind of seeing it for the first time. My old CSGO counterpart over at Yahoo Esports, Launders. How's it going, Launders?
I am the purveyor of the best CSGO content at Yahoo Esports, I think, bar none.
Yes.
This really is my wheelhouse, doing demo reviews. A little bit out of my depth to do a demo review in a game I haven't played, but I don't think it would take an expert to point out how bad you are at an FPS game, Travis.
Exactly, exactly. So this is what we're gonna do. Me, somebody who doesn't play CSGO, only kind of dabbles in FPS, getting coaching advice. Okay, so first off, we're gonna start the video. So, Launders, do you want to explain who you are in the CS:GO scene while we're loading into the game?
Yeah. Man, I wear many hats. I do like a lot of analysis, commentary, content creation, and stuff. I do a bit of everything. Right now, primarily casting because that pays the bills. Um, Valorant is obviously the talk of the town in CS:GO right now because it is made by Volcano, or at least in part by Volcano, he's a household name in Counter Strike. He was a really good player. I don't know if you know Volcano, but he was a very good player. 1.6 in Source. He played on a couple of famous lineups, and in CS:GO, he actually helped make a map called Cache. And I think for this game, he's done a lot of work to help make the maps for Valorant as well, which you could easily argue that the maps are half the battle when it comes to making like a good FPS game. So I think a lot of us are excited to see how good it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was definitely talking in the presentations that we were doing under embargo. By the way, Launders, thanks to Riot, we were able to get him under embargo and safe to create this content with, because right now nobody's supposed to be seeing this. So right now we're in the loading screen. We're going to get into the game very shortly, and I can't wait for Launders to coach me on this. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so first things first, you got to listen to your IGL, okay? Start buying things a little bit. You're already messing around in settings.
Yeah, well, I gotta.
What, your resolution?
Yes, I'm trying to change the resolution because I was told to play it at 1080. And so
You
that's
had
what
to be told to tell it play at 1080? How did
well,
you get invited to this and I didn't?
I have a 4K screen. Don't make those jokes because your audience will be so tilted watching me play this game.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't get tilted, then they're going to be even more tilted that no one's, being the voice for them.
So
So,
yeah, I'm trying to
are
buy
there
a shotgun.
are there skins in this game already,
There
or
are skins, but I don't think I have any purchased in this game.
okay? So I guess it's like a no rush 20 type situation where everyone's just trying to figure out guns.
Oh, I should move my webcam down because we're not able to see the.
Yeah, come down here, come
Yeah,
closer.
there we go. Now you can see the map.
Cool. Some big names in the server. Is that Pterodactyls?
Yes,
Oh, cool.
yes. You will see her name a lot on my screen very shortly. But yeah, some big names, and then also some ESPN people too. So Fion and Fire is the esports writer,
Oh
and
yeah, that's
so
right.
it makes it seem as though it was me and some FPS people versus ESPN and some FPS people. It was actually we just randomly got queued together in this thing. So
Okay.
yeah,
So this is already Counter-Strike-y, right? Like I think the difference with this and like Overwatch, for example, is there'd be a lot more jumping and a lot more fast movement options.
yeah.
But here you're kind of like walking around clearing angles one by one. You look I mean, I know this is a game you haven't played and like no one's played yet, but I feel like you're like very timid right now, like very
I mean,
scared of
I've
what's
literally
following.
never played this game before this moment. So yes, I'm wandering around looking
Are
at
you
stuff,
worried?
being
Are you worried about
confused.
embarrassing yourself? Is that what the problem is?
Yes. Well, I mean, I died.
You actually, I mean, you got destroyed, right? Like from very far away.
Yes, and you can see
So
by
what
who on the right side.
was it exotic?
It was Taro. See how it says killed by Taro on the.
Oh, got you.
Yes,
Yeah, my webcam's blocking the kill feed a little bit.
that's
That's
okay.
okay.
Pterodactyls.
Yeah. Okay. And there's gonna be a lot of that. So what were you doing? You're using like your special skill of the round, or
Yes, I was trying to. So you have four abilities. The last one is your ultimate. You'll notice you have to buy two of them. So see at the bottom it says Blaze and Curveball.
oh,
Those
I
are
see.
two abilities that I would have to buy in order to use, but you get to use E every time. And then X is an ultimate, and X is basically like it's kind of like Tracer's rewind ability, where you pop it, and then you can go in, take a bunch of damage, and or die, and then just respawn back where you were whenever you pop the ability. But it does take a
Gotcha.
while to get the ultimate, so.
Oh my god, you look so bad. Okay, so wherever your crosshair is, right, you should only be aiming at places where you think people are going to be. So every time we see Travis kind of like looking into a middle of a wall, he's not being very efficient with his crosshair placement. So crosshair
Gotcha.
placement, very important. I think it's a very like FPS agnostic skill to have. So we'll just pay attention to that. So you should always kind of be holding a corner, even if you're walking around. Here you're like a kindergartner on a field trip, just walking in behind the teacher, it feels like.
I mean, yes, so Jericho was kind of called the action. Okay, you can see once again I get killed by pterodactyls. And maybe I wonder if we can move the webcam so people can see whose viewpoint I'm on.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh, live production. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, she's owning. That's
Yes.
good.
Yes, she's owning. And
Oh, she
then
aced.
yeah.
So there's no pentakills in here.
No.
Oh,
No.
it really is coming for Counter-Strike.
It actually feels a ton like Counter-Strike. I heard somebody say that it was like more like Overwatch than Counter-Strike, but I really disagree with that.
I mean, if you can pick it up, because when we were at Yahoo Esports, Travis would make jokes like, "Hey, Launders, are you gonna teach me how to rush B side of the map?" And I'm like, Travis, it's B site, not the side of the map.
Well, it is
It's the
on one
site.
side of the map, to
It
be
is on
clear.
one side. You're not wrong, but you know, a little wrong lingo can just tell
Yeah.
you a lot about somebody. So you're going for the same spot here. Are you looking at the mini map when you play a lot?
Yes, I start doing that eventually. Look, I assisted with that kill, I believe.
Yeah, not so bad.
And then I got killed by pterodactyls again.
Yeah. What was the difficult part for you when it came to the mechanics?
The difficult part was
Like
the
besides
shooting.
everything, like what was the most?
Well, so like I'm used to playing like Overwatch is probably the game. Overwatch or Apex or PUBG, I don't know, but like especially Overwatch is where I've spent most of my time in these games, and
Okay.
just having like tracer hit scan stuff is way easier than figuring out all this stuff.
A really good like general tip for FPS games is like no matter how scared you are because you don't know something, like it's always good. It's never good to assume that there's someone around every corner because you waste a lot of time and then you end up being very predictable. So as quickly as you can with like what your teammates say and how well you know the map, you should try to build up a mind map of where you think people are and then take guesses in what angles you can skip or like what angles you should hard clear. Because what ends up happening is you'll come to a corner and then if you don't have it in your mind that someone's there or someone isn't there, then you're going to make a bad peek and that guy's just going to kill you. So it's always important to be very deliberate in FPS games, especially.
Let me fix my webcam 1 second.
Okay.
How much can you see? While you're vaping?
I am vaping, yeah. We get it. You get it. I can't hear you.
Can you see the screen and everything okay?
Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, is there a way to turn off this like thumbnail in the top right? I don't know if I need to see what's behind
Yeah,
there,
you
but,
can close it. It's just a floating box that floats above your applications.
but I don't have an X. Turn.
Yeah, there's an X over that box in the top right corner.
Oh, I moved it. Okay, I made it a window. All right, it's fine. Who cares? Okay, that's cool. So you actually want like serious tips too? I mean, just like
I mean, I think it's fun. It can be funny and memey, and yeah, serious tips are good too. Like I think the sort of the place we're at right now is good, where you're like laughing at my bad play, but then also like, and you're asking me questions about how the game works. Like it's kind of all this stuff, right?
yeah.
I think it's kind
What's
of fun.
what's the title of the video going to be? Have you not thought that far?
Probably like CS:GO caster coaches me in Valorant for the first
Okay.
time or something like that.
Cool.
I haven't thought that far. I don't know if I'm going to have Broden cut this down a bunch or if I'm going to just post the whole thing. But
Okay.
we'll see. Okay, we're resuming.
Let's not include the vape in that. Okay, so this fireball thing. So you have like an ultimate, and then this is just one of your skills. Is this
Yeah, this is a skill you get every round. So I think the E ability for everyone is like I think they call it a signature skill. And you get it every round. You can only use it once unless you refresh it. And so you can see there's two little X's over the top of it. I don't know if you can see that well, but if you get 2 kills, the ability refreshes. So see it now. I don't have it, and it's not on cooldown or anything because I just used it.
Oh, okay. So it's like it's a Molotov.
But if I get 2 kills this round, I can use it again. Yeah, it's a Molotov, and I can stand in it to heal myself.
And then what about the buying?
I died to pterodactyls, by the way, this round.
We should put Broden will put a counter on the screen, I think. That'd probably be best. I think we're up to 3. 3
I was thinking about cutting it. I think it's 4, by the way.
4 and 0.
I know there's only been 3 rounds, but I'm pretty sure I've died 4 times.
4 or 5 times, yeah. Every time. So what about buying the skills? Because you can buy, like it said, it was like 100 or what's the currency called? Dollars, gold,
I don't
rupees?
know. I just coins or gold. I have no idea what they call it. I just know how much I have on the buy screen.
Okay. Shout out to that time that Toby 1 casted CSGO and then called money gold.
Is that true?
Yeah, in a CSGO match he casted. It was pretty funny. So yeah,
credits.
You said you had to get
they're
2
called
kills?
creds. I have extra creds. See how at the top you can set
okay.
up. So you can also buy stuff for people from the screen. In CSGO, you have to buy it and drop it, right?
Buy it and drop it, yeah.
So in this game, you can actually right click on it and say I want this, and somebody else can see it on their panel and just press a button that says buy this for that person.
Wow, really hand holding these zoomers.
Yes, exactly.
Unbelievable. When does it end? So are you already sorry, are you on the T side, or you've been attacking, right? Or no, you're defending. You're on the
I'm defending
side.
it.
So you're now changing sites, and then
I haven't changed sides yet, no, but eventually we will.
How do you feel about the rotating mini map?
I think it's fine. I guess that's different than in CS:GO.
I don't. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't even remember if it rotates or doesn't rotate as much, but it's just always looking where you're facing.
Okay, so I got a kill.
That's a good peek. That's a good peek, man. That was deliberate. I like that. Like you came out, you had purpose in the peek. I think that was really important. That's a really bad spray. Oh my god.
Okay.
Is the spray pattern, are the spray patterns hard?
So what I've heard from the AMA they did, this is all stuff that's kind of like another language to me, but I believe what they said was that the first 6 are like determined, and then after that it becomes random.
Determined, and then okay. So like if you're really good, you should be able to give you a chance if you're really good to make sure you get the kill every time.
Right.
That's actually a really interesting way to do it. For us, we have the same. Every gun has its own spray pattern, and then there's variants within where each bullet can go in that spray pattern. But if you learn it, generally speaking, you can get like a very, very like tight spray.
Yeah, I think the idea is it's the same for the first 6 bullets, and then after that, who
knows? Spray and pray.
What happens? Yeah,
as we say. Okay. Oh right, and then so you've got hipfire plus like this sight.
Aim down sights is what it's referred to, I believe.
ADS, yeah. Did you feel comfortable using that, or?
I prefer ADS because of the other games that I've played.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they said they tried to mix like the hip fire from CS:GO with like aim down sights from other games.
That's interesting because you got like a really good crosshair as well. Like, okay, so you get the Molotov. Now,
I did not know at this point in time that I could. What's that?
To keep people out. So the Molotov, you can use that to stop a choke point, but you don't like Molotov yourself out of a choke point.
So the only thing, yes, that's I was using it sort of as a grenade where I'm like, maybe somebody's around this corner, I should throw it, which I realized later on was not the best.
So the whole right now, like the
Pterodactyls has 17 kills.
Wow, you've died 17 times, huh?
Yeah. So now I have my ult, but I think I don't use it for a very long time.
Okay. Who's this character for people who might not know Valorant that well? What's
Phoenix, I believe his name is. So he's all about fire. He has like his Q is like a blind ability that like it's like a flashbang that curves around corners. I don't think I ever use it because I got scared. And then his C is a firewall that you can also curve by moving your reticle as you cast it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So
So you
this,
can like move to the side, move from right to left, and the firewall will spin.
oh my God. So this is a triple smoke grenade?
Yeah,
Is
so
that hurting you?
that is on the other team they have, or no, that's on our team, I guess. Well, the guy with like the little red cap, he has the ability. I played him in a later game. He has the ability to like summon smoke or grenades using like a little map that he can pull up, and he can place them where he wants them.
So for your next playtest, I would say use the same character so that you're not going to be as scared, and then you know learn a whole new set of skills. Use your flashes to make progress, to like turn corners,
Yeah,
to throw them to clear stuff. Like where you threw out Molotov, throw a flash instead. Use your Molotov when you need to shut down a choke point, or when you're taking a
I get
site
killed
and
by
there's a retake
pterodactyls
going
here.
out, and that's the counter goes up one more. Pterodactyl gets one over top of Travis. Again, it's just pterodactyl. What are pterodactyl skills? Are you how easy did you find it to learn what other people's skills did?
Um, I it's kind of a mixture of things because we kind of saw some of it in the little video or in the little presentation they gave us beforehand. And so and on the different on like the character select screen you can read everybody's skills kind of like in Overwatch. And so you can it's pretty easy if you wanted to pick it up, but I just felt overwhelmed in the beginning because this was so there's so much, right? There's all these new abilities. I don't tend to play CS:GO. I I like playing with pros or streamers or whatever, people who are like very familiar with this. It was very intimidating.
Yeah, this is not like Runeterra, right? Where you can
Right.
just take your time.
Yes. Okay, so I don't buy the curveball. I thought I did.
Those are some big ass shells. Okay, so you got a shotgun. Can you run?
Yes. Um I don't think you can run. I think
You
you
can
just have to
walk,
pick up
right?
the knife or whatever, right, to go faster.
Okay. You're the old 1.6. I saw you smirk. I
So
didn't know them.
these you see these blue walls? They prevent people from
What did that wall do to you, Travis?
I think I
Finish
was
that.
trying to aim down sights, but I realized that you can't aim down sights. It just is a different version of shooting or something.
Mm-hmm. So is a shotgun cheap?
Okay, so I got blinded there
Oh my god.
by pterodactyls who kills me. And this so
She's
she's
just
playing my
murking you
character. We're using the
every
same
single round.
character.
Oh, he's the same character. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not. It's like kind of hard to like figure out a reason other than like just your pure talent alone as to like
Yes.
why you're losing so many
Yeah,
duels.
yeah. I
Straight
don't
up.
think it's the character. I don't think she's got a stronger character
No OP characters
me.
involved. Okay.
So
Are
you can
learning
see he just
anything from,
looked
like,
at his
how well
arm
she's
and then
using it?
summoned these smokes on the ground.
Yeah. So you see like how she's giving you the treatment by like appearing on your screen and then just destroying you.
Yes.
And that's a symptom of being deliberate when you peek. You come flying around a corner. If you think you're gonna expect someone to be there, even if you don't know, you're gonna have a much better time like getting the first bullet off or
But
getting
you
the kill.
said I
That's
should
why.
never assume that there's somebody around every corner.
No, you gotta pick your battles. You gotta choose
Okay.
it, you know, you don't want to be walking around the entire
This is a
map.
teleporter, by the way. So they've
A
got
teleporter.
2 teleporters on every map so that you can shortcut to the other,
Retake.
so that you can do fast rotations or whatever. But they
Yeah,
make
so
really loud noises so that everybody in the area hears. So it like alerts to people that you've used the teleporter on the other team. That alerts people that you've used the teleporter to get to the other side.
right. So that's a big point in Counter-Strike. The rotations are insanely important, but sometimes rounds are over because the bomb is too far away. Like someone tricks somebody, they get to plant on the other site,
Yeah.
and then once they planted, there's like no way to get there in time. You have to save. So I guess they're trying to encourage kind of more fast-paced action, just like more retake attempts, which is cool. I don't know what this map is like, but for the CT side, you guys have like a mid there. If you go up towards A and then go in towards mid, have you guys been playing that spot at all? Like in between A and B, if you go towards A and then turn right.
So at this point in time, I was still figuring out the idea of.
You're, like,
I think what
focused
you're
on the
seeing is that
crosshair.
little pathway between the B and the A that kind of bridges it. That's the teleporter.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's you have to go through the teleporter to use that.
Okay.
And it's one way, so you can't go back and forth through it. Like when you go
Yeah.
through it, you're stuck on that side.
I feel like by design, this is a really aggressive way to hold this site because this hallway, they can bounce nades into you without seeing you, which makes it kind of a bad place to be. So I think when the map was designed, they probably wanted you more in the sites, I would guess. But they haven't really been attacking you too hard. Oh,
Okay,
what
so
was
here
that?
I almost used my ult, I think. And I didn't use my ult. Oh no, I do have
Did
my
you get?
ult right now. And then you're gonna see what happens is I now teleport back to where I was. So with
Whoa.
this character, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to use your ult, run in, do a bunch of damage, figure out where everybody is, die, and then respawn back where you were.
I don't know if you avoided damage because you used the ult, but we do know that you didn't take damage after using your ult. So you could
Yes,
say it's
I did
somewhat
not use it
effective from that
effectively
perspective.
because I didn't know what it did. And so I was just
Okay.
like, here we go.
Okay.
So
So
here's
you could,
that's the backside of the teleporter. So you can see you can't go through it because there's like a door there.
yeah. Is it because someone used it, it closes, and then you have to wait?
No, no, you can only go one way. So like no one can go
Huh.
through this direction. Like you can't go from B to A through this teleporter.
Okay. Are you guys waiting for someone to come through this side?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So like camping.
Yes.
Okay. That's an effective strategy. Could work. So what's the general mood on the team right now? What are the team columns like?
So it's me just apologizing profusely to Jericho and then the guy whose name that begins with a K that I forget, that guy right there. Not that guy. But the guy
Mhm.
with the long blonde hair. Because they were definitely very good. And I think Blackbeard was pretty good too.
Okay.
So
So
but spirits were up. Everybody was enjoying
spirits are
playing the
up, yeah.
game.
Okay. Were you enjoying? I just saw.
Yes. Well, actually, in this one, I just felt super stressed out. By the way, you see those blue walls? I was trying to tell you about it earlier. Those little
Go ahead.
blue, like hologram walls or whatever. You might have just seen it a second ago. So basically, what it is you can't see each other. They don't render the other team until the timer like starts and the game starts or everything. And so those blue walls prevent people from like they're like a natural way to prevent people from. You can go and get in position, I guess, before the round starts.
Okay. I'm gonna need the. Sorry. So you put up a wall and
So
then.
the round in the pre part where you can buy, at the very
Yeah.
beginning of the game, they intentionally isolate you to one side of the map and the other team to the other side of the map. And you can't scout or see where the other team is. You don't hear any sounds. Their models don't render, and it allows you to get into position. And figure out what your strategy is going to be and wait for the timer to go and then you can start seeing
Oh.
people and hearing people and that kind of thing. It allows
There's
you to
some.
stage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And one
That's
of the
that's
devs
cool.
said he
That's
was
cool.
excited about it for esports perspective because what it does is it allows people to all move into position. The commentators can talk about, oh, this is interesting. They're going to go 2-3, which I think is a term. They're going to go 2-3,
Yeah, you
and
sound like
this other team
Dakota.
is going, 5. They're sending all 5 to B or something, and so we're going to see how this works.
They're
I
rushing B
killed
side.
someone. So
Not
that was
bad. Great
me.
flick.
I think I killed pterodactyls. Yeah, I killed pterodactyls, and then
You got
Fion killed me.
pterodactyls.
Yes,
Nice.
Fion
You must have
simped
felt pretty
out
good.
and was like, "You killed pterodactyls."
Sipped out. Are you allowed to say simp? Aren't you like over 30?
I'm 30.
Oh, you're 30. I'll meet you there in a couple months, but
Okay,
in the meantime,
good.
I can arrest you for being over
By the way,
for
do you
being
see the on
over.
the right side the tick rate and the everything? I don't know if you can see it or if
Okay,
it's
the
kind of
call
blurry.
quality has actually degraded to the point that I feel like I need glasses,
Okay,
so I can't read anything on the screen. But
okay, yeah, yeah. Right side of the screen has server tick rate, network round trip, etc. Tick rate's stuck at
yeah.
127. And
But yeah, interesting point. One thing I really wish Counter Strike had
I
was
get killed by pterodactyls
characters.
there. I don't know if you.
Yeah, you got do you get dinked or like if you get headshot, are you just dead?
That looks like so. It shows you on this little combat report that you probably can't see on the right side of the screen. I got shot twice in the chest and twice in the leg for 129 damage and died.
You're getting dumpstered by pterodactyls like
Yes,
every single round.
yes. I'm gonna
Like this is
probably
like
ask Broden to
this is like
critic.
the worst pterodactyls frag movie ever because we're only seeing it from the perspective of the people she killed.
Yes, I'm gonna create a reel, I believe, for Twitter that whatever the thing lifts, I'm just gonna be like, Hey guys, I don't have any highlights, but I do have some lowlights of
Low
Terra. She
lights,
she
yeah.
kills me there. I don't know.
No, you put a spin on it, right? I've created a reverse frag movie.
Yes,
So for pterodactyls, and then
yes,
you activate her following as well as your following who like to make fun of you,
yes.
and then everyone wins except you, but everyone else.
I mean, that's what my career is all about.
Yeah.
Everyone wins except me.
Yeah. um. Okay. So you said something about so if you
Okay, so
drop so
this
if
is
you
me trying to
overbuy,
give
then
a weapon to my partner who has asked me to buy something for him,
yeah.
and I just struggle.
You seem to be just picking up guns though. Are you supposed to
Yes.
be
Well, I
buying it
didn't
for
know how to
him?
drop this weapon because I was
Looks
just
like he
picking
gave
up a
up on
pistol
you.
over and over and again.
He's probably like shaking his head in real life, running
Yeah,
away.
he definitely was. This is before I realized that you could buy through the panel for somebody else.
Oh, I see.
But we're
This
getting scanned
so
right now.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing, I don't know if in CS:GO it does this, but the minimap shows you the range upon which people can hear your footsteps.
No, you can do that. Oh, it does that here?
Yeah, I know that the call quality is not great, but there's a little circle around my arrow, like a very faint one on the minimap that's showing where people can hear.
Oh, interesting. So that's so I will say after like 8,000 hours of Counter-Strike, I still don't always know if people can hear me depending on how far they are. You you develop like kind of a you develop over
Can you
time an
guys hear me okay?
understanding of like certain spots or like certain times you can run, but nothing like totally concrete. So that's also kind of interesting to play into it. But yeah, it's a little bit of a hand-holding mechanic. But some of these things, like for example, that blue wall you were talking about, people to set up, that
Yeah.
does create an interesting experience for casting. And also,
So
if you
here's the
know the
blue
map
walls.
Nuke,
You can see them again.
right? Oh, it's like so early into the round, or like you don't actually set up in the site. You're like waiting for these walls to go down. Are you
Yes.
on the T side now?
Yeah, so we're all going A right now.
Okay, so you've switched. I see. So one problem is okay. There's some action here, so let's see if Travis can actually knock down a few targets for once. Attacking with the same character.
I
Okay,
died.
try not to peek with your nades out. All right, that's 101.
Okay.
Peeking with your nades out is suns out, guns out, as we like to say in Counter Strike.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're coming around an angle, always look for a way to bounce a grenade off of something if you can.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You can
Otherwise,
see
that's
this is
gonna
me
happen.
trying to figure out how to talk to my teammates because this is when I need to start apologizing to them.
You've been silent this whole time. What, have you been typing? Sorry, or
Yes. I was too embarrassed to speak. I'm glad that that for those that are watching, we didn't have for this VOD, we don't have any audio because I didn't have my capture software set up correctly. I fixed it for the next one, so if we do another video, people will catch it.
Yeah.
But so that's the spike that's on the ground. Not a bomb because bombs are bad and that's a lot of violence. There's just a spike.
Oh, so you gotta what? Plant the spike?
Plant the spike, yeah.
Okay. Does the spike explode?
It sets off
Proverbially explodes.
a
Okay.
reaction.
Right.
We don't believe
Nuclear?
in explosions here in the Riot Games world.
Yeah. I think we'd be better off without it. So
Yeah.
it's a good step in the right direction. That's for sure. But yeah, like making it unrealistic in some sense opens you up to so many more options for your game, which is really cool because we don't even care how realistic Counter Strike is. Like we don't even aim down sights in Counter Strike, so no one can argue that this is like we play a realistic, militaristic shooter with all the different cool stuff you get in real life.
Yeah.
We actually play a game that's very
That's me killing
unrealistic. Oh,
someone.
not bad. And look at that headshot. Nice, man.
Yeah,
Great
thank you.
readjustment to go up to the head on the second guy. Stayed very calm there. Crouched. I like that. Weren't moving
And I
when
get
you're
killed by
shooting.
pterodactyls.
I mean, that had to happen.
Yeah.
We know that that is going to happen, but at least if you can kind of like take out the people around her, then at least
Yes. I'll
you could
weaken
maybe
her resolve.
yeah, exactly. Maybe one of your teammates is good enough to kill her.
Yeah.
Not you, but you've accepted that. But she somehow found you in that moment. I didn't even see where she was on your screen. Yeah, you are really just getting destroyed by pterodactyls every round. It's just like perpetual. It's like death taxes and getting killed by
I
pterodactyls.
mean, that's how I felt. I get into this game and I know Sheila. Her and I have not spoken in like 6 years or whatever, but she used to hang around the league scene a lot more, and she actually crashed at my place for a while.
Oh yeah,
So I this is the first interactions I've had with her in a very long time, and it was a violent one for sure.
I'm sure she's happy to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, so your teammates have decided to hit A, and you guys are kind of working on some kind of big flank.
Yes. I
Yeah.
don't know what we're doing, but yes.
Okay.
I
Seems your
mostly
teammate
just follow
understands
other
that.
people in this game. I
I see
have
that. There's
like
always someone in front of you. I've noticed.
yes, my knowledge gets better over time, but I realized there was safety in numbers. And so that was the
I mean, buddy system's not a bad system to have. You
yeah.
just want to do it for the right reasons, I think. Here you peel off a little bit, okay? So you've got an extra choke point. More choke points is better. More opportunities to flank. So you come around this corner. You know someone might be there. I want some more deliberate peeks out of you. Okay.
Yes.
I want you to be more deliberate from now on. You knew
Okay.
someone was there, but you're like stargazing when you come around this corner, looking at who knows what, right?
So what should I have
Try to
done?
visualize, Travis.
I should have
Pick a
walked
spot where you
faster.
think they'll be. When as soon as you walk up to an angle, you
Yeah.
visualize where you think they'll be. Then you swing out as much as you think you'll need to, and put your crosshair where you think they'll be. And I promise you, I can't promise you kill pterodactyls, but I promise you get more kills.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm happy we're documenting this.
So do you get bored here waiting for this?
No, because it's not very like it was what 2 seconds or something, and people are talking in comms during this time too. So it's like you're just strategizing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think, by the way, this area is called that little hallway that we're not going to go down, but that you saw earlier. I think that's called hookah. Like, so I ended up getting in some games with some rioters, and that I didn't know what was worse, me playing with like CS:GO pros or me playing with rioters who've played this game for 3 years, because they would just be like, "They're at tower, go showers, Travis, push showers and stuff." I'd be like, "What are you
Three
talking
pyramids,
about?"
crossfire pyramids. What? Yeah.
I think that's called hookah, that little hallway up there.
Can you blow O's or?
I didn't get killed by pterodactyls that time. Now I believe because I have. Oh no, never mind. I think yes. I think because I had my ult there, you might be able to respawn after you die by pressing it because it did offer it to me.
Oh, but you didn't know. Wait, so you have the ability to wait? Somebody has the ability to revive.
I have one
because you have the rewind time, right? So
yes,
you, like,
I have the rewind time,
damage.
but if you die, you revive as part of rewinding time. I think that after you die, this is great content, by the way. Everybody interested in this game is just getting me speculating on a character that I played. I think that after you die, it says press X to activate this ability, which means I think I could rewind time having not used the ability first to respawn. The other thing is, yes, one of the characters, I think Sage, has the ability to revive people. The healer character, her ultimate, I think, lets you res somebody.
I do like that you can see teammates kind of like just where they are through the walls.
Yeah,
we have that with utility in CS. We didn't get that until very late. It's all things with Valve that come.
One of the words that people would say is utility at A or utility at B, which is like when you start to hear somebody using an ability or you see somebody use like a smoke or something, they would say utility at A to mention that somebody's on the way there or is using abilities.
Don't hold angles like that, Travis, man. Come on. So if you're going to sit somewhere, always be aware of what someone can see of you. And also, don't hold an angle when you're exposed to two angles. Like, find a spot where, ideally in a corner or like somewhere where you can hold one angle and there's not anybody that's going to come from the left side of your screen. I try to limit that down as much as possible. So you sit in the middle of a bomb site and expose like your shoulder to a corner, you're probably just going to get sprayed down. And there is wall banging in this too, right?
Wall banging?
Yeah, like you can be shot through materials.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's another thing to think about. So here's like a mid-A split, okay? You've got the B lurks. You're second in, Travis. Big job. I mean, your entry fragger might do some damage, but you've got to get the kills. Ultimately, this all comes down to you. Keep your eyes on the ground, okay?
Well, I was
Stop looking
looking
up
at
at
a
the sky. There's
giant
nothing
laser
there.
being used, brought down from the sky.
It's action time, Travis. Why are you hiding, man? Get out there. Come on, dude. Smoke goes down. You could have got out in front of that. Your teammates wrapping around. People are dying all over the place. You don't seem to care. You just don't care. You just ran through the site. It's like you weren't even here. You know what I mean? You might as well have not been
I mean,
there.
yes.
Zero impact this round, Travis.
But if I wasn't here, how would pterodactyls kill me eventually? That's the question.
This is not about you. This is not about your little grudge or your beef with pterodactyls, okay? This is about the only score that matters, Travis, is the one at the top.
Okay, is this a good situation? I've got this angle. I think I'm
no, it's
safe.
terrible. Look how many fucking angles you're exposed to. Sorry for swearing.
Well,
there's like
aren't those the angles that I can shoot at people from?
Tell me how many places they can come out of.
Like 4?
From this spot. Like 4. Let's try to get that to 1. Can we do that?
Don't I want to be able to kill? I've got an eye on all 4 of those spots, so I can kill them from any of those.
Press tab, Travis. Let's see how much you've killed. Okay.
I can't press tab because this is a VOD, but I might eventually. And
press
the number, admittedly, is low.
Yeah. So what you want to do is, like, if you're there, you're like, fuck, I'm in a bad spot. Let me find a choke point, and then maybe push into that choke point, clear it out, and once you know it's clear, then you can actually use that choke point and look back on the site. So you want to take a small risk there for a huge benefit. But if you sit out there in the open, you know, there's just like no chance you get a kill. You have like a 25% chance between 4 angles. So it's much better to take some early, smaller risks. Definitely the difference
flying
between,
a drone,
like,
by the way.
Yeah. Oh wow. Does that have how long can that go for?
I don't know how long. I didn't play that character, but he can tag people with it to make them visible. I don't think he did this time, but that orb on the ground gives you another point towards getting your ultimate. The idea is that it gives you another reason to fight, or another spot to fight for.
Oh, okay. Wait, sorry. Why didn't you get the orb?
I think because I didn't know what it did at the time, and also because I was trying to rush in and help my team, because I'm a team player.
That's good. Yeah, I like the attitude.
Yeah.
That's great. You're on the right track. Still a lot of track to go, but you're at least on
I
the right
really
track.
love that your first experience with this game will forever be watching me just feed
pterodactyls. To be fair, this is your first game.
Yeah, it's my first game.
Yeah, that does like prefix some kind of improvement.
Yeah.
If we were to look at like future VODs, of course.
10 years from now, we'll be looking at this VOD as you are an official Riot Games employee casting this game.
Casting the game.
Died to pterodactyls there.
Yeah. I mean, at first it was like, oh wow, it like keeps happening. And then you get less surprised. Now you're just like disappointed, you know?
I think this wall just stays up forever until you shoot it down.
Interesting. Does it have a health bar?
I don't believe so, but you can see it start to crack. Oh, maybe it's just going to crack on its own.
Okay. It's looking pretty meek right now. So you can, I guess
you can punch through it with gunfire.
Yeah. So I guess the idea is, if you don't want to let people know you're there if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is this you? Oh, this is you. No, you're dead. Okay.
Really Blackbeard. Yeah, I died to pterodactyls.
Okay. I was thinking like this guy's way too smart to be Travis.
Yeah.
Like no offense.
Also, I never picked up the spike once because I just felt like that would be a bad idea.
Yeah,
pterodactyls kills 2 more people.
Yeah, going off. Oh my god. Yeah. So I mean, I imagine like a lot of aspects of the game will come naturally to Counter-Strike players, but there is a certain sect of people that are going to be like, they get frustrated about the skills, especially I think the wall hack stuff. Even if it's slightly peppered in there, I think it'll rub some Counter-Strike players the wrong way. That's not to say it's a bad thing to have. That's just to say that like Counter-Strike players are very like purist in that sense.
The thing that they try to stress is they always want the gunplay to come first, and like the skill to be most reliant on the gunplay, and let the abilities be additive. So they don't want it to be a thing where it's like you're really relying on your abilities to kill people. So that's why like ultimates are the only things that rarely, really can do a lot of have a big effect. And yeah, I think they even like one of these characters has a dash ability where they can dash forward or dash to the side. And in the character preview, they were talking about how they it takes a while to use your gun after you use the dash, because what they don't want is people dashing in and killing people instantly with a gun. They want it to be more of like a defensive thing or something where there's a cost to
help you
doing
rotate
it.
faster.
So I think hopefully that will help CS:GO if people feel a little bit better. Is that like this isn't Overwatch where you go in and like murder everyone with your ability every 5 seconds. It's definitely like, hey, what if we added some more stuff to CS:GO?
I think the fundamental issue with Overwatch is there's not as much consequence. So as long as you have like players that die, like resurrection stands in the face of that. But if that's not something that can happen like all the time, which I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen all the time in this game.
The other thing is you can see when your opponents have their ultimates up. So you can, like, they try to give as much information about what your opponent's capabilities are so that you can strategize and plan accordingly. They don't want it to be a situation where you don't have a lot of information and you don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, maybe no. I don't know if you should be moving and shooting. You got killed by pterodactyls.
I've explicitly been told later on that I did get killed by pterodactyls. That
I don't think I've seen anybody get killed by one person so many times, like any game I've ever watched. Actually, like I don't know what the counter's up to, but seriously, we're like past like 15 at this point. Right?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm definitely gonna put this all in a timeline and then that build into something.
Probably just going to be a reverse highlight montage. So I guess you had an SMG, so you could move and shoot. Did they tell you anything about when you should move and shoot, or?
Yeah, I think you're not supposed to move and shoot at all.
Oh, nice shot. Okay. Well, with SMGs in CS:GO, you can run and gun.
With maybe you can in this too. I don't know. I mean, I believe I can kill someone while shooting and moving, but I think that the accuracy is supposed to go way down. So one thing that they did.
Why did you do it?
What's that?
Then why did you do it?
Because I'm used to playing Tracer, where all you are doing is moving and shooting at the same time.
Oh, you play a lot of Overwatch. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't in a long time, but like that's where probably in the last like 3 or 4 years where I've spent most of my FPS time. Apex and PUBG too, but PUBG feels obviously very different than this. You're mostly like, I don't know.
It's like there's not like a lot of movement and stuff.
Right, you're like setting up and.
Yeah.
So this is called showers, just so you know. So that one day, whenever you are casting and you're saying, "Oh, they're going through showers right now," you'll know that I taught you, Travis Gafford.
Correct. Travis will pop into my mind, smiling.
Okay, this is when we're trying to figure out how to bust this open.
You're not doing much to figure it out. I mean,
yeah. Well, I'm seeing it crack. Like you would have thought originally that it would just crack on its own. So I'm just like, people are dying in the other area, I think, and I'm just stuck here.
But as long as you're alive, there's still a chance, right, Travis?
Right.
Wrong. You're probably not going to win this round. So you should go and be a little bit more selfless. Does this smoke hurting you?
No, smoke, but that green poison does.
Oh,
I just died to Fee on there, which is very embarrassing.
Is that okay? Or,
I mean, it's not great. So this poison, I found out later, you walk into it and you start taking damage. You can't die, so you'll go down to 1 health. So it'll make everybody just like a one-hit shoot. And I wish this guy would go into it. I think he doesn't know what to do.
It's kind of long. It's been up for a while. Oh my god, people running in and out of it.
Yeah.
I hope they add like a kind of smoke blindness, excuse me. If you run through it, you should.
You do. You can. You become very nearsighted.
Okay.
We'll see if he goes into it. Yeah, here we go.
Just give it a shot. Oh my god, it's still up.
Yeah, I think it's her ultimate, so it just stays up for a very long time.
Interesting. So once you're in it, so she wasn't. Does she have?
She doesn't take damage.
Does she see well?
She can. She still. I think she sees about the same from the character preview.
That seemed really long, and like on the bomb site, because like say there's not like a lot of time left.
Yeah.
And then you put that down on the bomb site. I mean, I guess you can still win going into it. You're just at a disadvantage.
Yeah, because you'll never die. You only go down to 1 health, but yeah.
Right. Your new favorite gun, the MP5?
Yeah, later on I get the Judge, which is I was told and not in this game, but in a couple games later, I was told that that's like the noob cannon, and I start killing people. I frag out of my mind with the Judge.
You frag out of your mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a fragger. I believe that's the term.
Don't start using the lingo. You're not ready to use the lingo. Let's just not. Okay. Okay, didn't pick up the orb. I think
No,
it
I
gave you
didn't
the option,
realize
but
that
you just like left it. Yeah.
I died of pterodactyls there, which is
You got destroyed. Yeah, you got destroyed by pterodactyls again.
yeah.
Did you see that?
I did see that. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so
That's bad.
so that ability, you have the ability to, or this character has the ability to interrogate dead enemies, where they put like a little drone on you, and then you can get a snapshot of where everybody is on the map for that moment.
I see. So it's like last known information type of thing.
Right.
Interesting. And then, so I mean, like if a drone spots someone, then that person knows they've been spotted.
Yes.
If someone interrogates a body, do people know that information
That I
is
don't
gained?
know. I mean, there's so much stuff going on while I'm playing this that I'm not always like actively aware of alerts and stuff that are possibly popping up. So
Yeah.
I don't want to speak to that if I don't know.
Okay.
So you can see it's 12 and 12 right now. It's very close.
Yeah, you must be sweating. You must be sweating.
We're at match point at this point in time.
It's the worst when you're playing badly and you might lose, because that's when the attention comes back to you.
Yeah.
When you never even want it to be about you in the first place.
Right.
So I'm sure right now, this is like.
So I buy this machine gun
at their maximum.
Right, I buy this machine gun. I buy my other abilities for the first time, I think, this game, because I'm like, well, this is the last round. I got to bring it all out.
Right.
And
yeah, this is when you take like the weights off.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I used the abilities at all, but I did buy them.
Yeah. Well, honestly, if you're not great with them, I actually respect, focusing on the gunplay, because, if you're going to peek with your nades out and die, I mean, that's not a fun way to die.
No, somebody, I think it might have been a writer or somebody suggested that the way, I think it was Dash, because I ended up in a game with Dash, if you know him.
Yeah. Great caster.
Yeah. Well, he's a desk host.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, you should probably buy one ability, one game over and over again and just figure out how to like use it.
Yeah, I think that's sage advice. Just keep it simple. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So you didn't actually shoot a bullet that round, which is really unfortunate. But maybe your teammates can pick up the slack here. Jericho going off with a 2-piece. No biscuit for him, Travis.
I don't know what that means.
It's a Popeyes reference.
Oh, I got you. Would you say that while casting? Popeyes. Would you make a Popeyes reference while casting?
I didn't have to explicitly explain to anybody that was Popeyes reference. Okay.
Yeah, because the other caster probably is like, I have no idea what he's saying, so I'm just gonna.
People have had Popeyes, and it seems like a crazy concept.
Yeah, I've not had it. I'm more of a KFC guy. So we win.
Oh, you win. Well, I mean, your team.
I mean, I was part of that team.
You were on it, yeah. Would they have picked you again? Sorry, that's rude. I don't know if they would have. Maybe just because you're you're a fun person to be around. So now we're looking at stats.
Yes, but I don't know if I do anything. I don't dive in on performance or anything. I felt like that was an unnecessary bit of information.
Less is more.
Okay. All right. You want to do another?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Here, I'll do an outro for this. I don't know if we're gonna use this outro, but if I just decide to post this whole thing, which I thought it was pretty fun. Thanks so much to Launders. We're going to record another one of these. We may release it or not. But you can check out the rest of my coverage right here on my YouTube channel. And for epic gunplay battles, I'll be streaming this game eventually. And people can learn a lot, I think. So
working title.
Where can people find you, Launders?
At Launders.
Everywhere.
Thank you to Yahoo Esports for hooking me up with @Launders on Twitter.
The only thing we really gave you. Okay.